Hello and welcome to our WIFR live stream. You may have heard this from us earlier, but newly appointed South Beloit Fire Chief Scott Fisher announces his resignation. This comes more than a week after he was sworn in. Fisher said in a letter to the city administrator that he plans to work in and experience Alaska, calling it pre-retirement. Fisher thanks the community for believing in him, and so far, there's been no word on a replacement. The McHenry County Coroner's Office identifies 78-year-old Linda Thompson as a woman killed in a two-vehicle crash Friday. Investigators say the crash happened around Rollins Road and Grand Avenue in Fox Lake. Thompson was taken to a nearby hospital where she died. Some top Illinois Democrats say they're open to consider changes to the controversial Safety Act. According to Capital News Illinois, Governor J.B. Pritzker and House Speaker Emanuel Chris Welch said a change may come following the attack of 26-year-old Bethany McGee in Chicago. No details have been announced about the changes, but Pritzker said this is a routine part of the legislative process. Harlem schools will lay out their new plans for consolidation before the District 122 School Board this afternoon. The administration says they refined and modified some of the original recommendations after feedback received during public hearings and written recommendations. They will present the updated options at the full board meeting, which has been moved to 4:30 Wednesday afternoon at Harlem High School. WIFR's Daniel Burbank will be live at the meeting for our 4, 5, and 6 shows, and WIFR's Miriam Niesmeyer will have the full story at 10. The Village of Cherry Valley reminds residents the United States Postal Service misplaced December's water statements. Leaders say USPS found the statements and mailed them out to residents. There are no penalties or late fees for December's water bill due to that mailing issue. Several state line parks get millions of dollars to help communities acquire land and develop recreational opportunities. The Rockford Park District will get $600,000 to improve Brown Park, and Nature at the Confluence in South Beloit will also get $600,000. Prairie Park in DeKalb gets $400,000. Genoa Township Park District gets $600,000, and Sycamore's Park District will get almost $478,000. The City of Rockford's Kaleidoscope Employee Resource Group displays 4 panels of an HIV/AIDS memorial quilt. The item honors more than 700,000 Americans who died from the virus. Leaders say the quilt displays awareness about the story of AIDS, prevention, treatments, and resources. WIFR's Nathaniel Langley meets with several group members about the impact the quilt has on the community.
Hey folks, WIFR's Nathaniel Langley here, and today we're looking through the AIDS Memorial Quilt on display now in Rockford City Hall. And in particular, we're looking at the story of Nolden Kirk here. I caught up with his daughter 30 years after she designed this panel, and so we're learning what's changed for her over the years, as well as the importance of this quilt. Be sure to tune in later today on WIFR and eventually on WIFR.com.
A family pet is one step closer to being reunited with his family. Beloit firefighters rescue Otis, a stranded dog, Tuesday night. First responders were called for a water rescue where they found Otis stranded in a quarry at the corner of Sherland Avenue and Frederick Street. The dog was rescued where a chip was discovered. Otis is now with animal control, trying to reunite him with his family. And certainly, if you thought that last week's temperature drop was bad, we certainly witnessed round 2 here earlier this morning. Let's take a look out there at our hour-by-hour timecast. So, I know we mentioned a little bit of a temperature drop there, and when I say a little bit of a temperature drop, I'm certainly obviously exaggerating there because it was quite the drop. Taking a look out there right now, 24 degrees, a far cry from the 50-degree high that we saw here yesterday. Obviously, a 26-degree drop, and that is not the last drop that we're going to see here today. As we continue on throughout the remainder of the evening, it does look like precipitation, for the most part, has curbed. We got a 0% precipitation there. And then, of course, you can see as we enter the 4 o'clock hour, 22. And then we're going to be dropping down there just a little bit, a couple degrees here and there as we continue on throughout the rest of the afternoon and the evening. You can see once we hit about midnight, we're going to be sitting at about 17 degrees there. So, yeah, even though things have dropped, it doesn't seem like they're finished quite yet. However, it doesn't seem like things are going to be dropping too quickly like we saw here yesterday. Of course, as we continue on throughout the rest of this winter here, we want to make sure that you guys are staying safe, and the best way that we can do that is by asking you guys to download our WIFR First Alert Weather app. And of course, I'm going to leave this QR code up here for just a quick second. All you have to do is just pull your phone out, open the camera app, and scan this code, and it should be able to bring you to your app store. Of course, we also want you to download our WIFR News app. These are two separate apps here, but like I was saying there, it should bring you to your app store. If you have a Samsung phone, it's going to be the Google Play Store. If you have an iPhone, it's going to be the Apple App Store. And of course, also at home, we want you guys to be downloading our WIFR app on your TVs at home as well. Those are available on Amazon TV, Roku TV, Apple TV, and Android TV. Of course, those stories that I mentioned here will be coming up in our shows this afternoon and this evening at 4, 5, 6, and 10. And of course, make sure to stay tuned in a little bit over 20 minutes here for WIFR News First to 4 with Cindy Stoffregan. Thanks for watching.